Claude is now writing Claude. Anthropic's chief product officer just confirmed that 100% of the company's code is effectively written by AI. The machines are building themselves. Goldman Sachs is deploying AI agents to replace accountants and compliance officers. And Mark Zuckerberg just bet the Super Bowl on personal superintelligence glasses. Welcome to the weekend edition of AI News. My name is Wisdom, and what you're about to hear in the next 15 minutes will fundamentally change how you think about work, code, and whether humans are still necessary in tech. Whether you're a developer watching your job description rewrite itself in real time, a banker wondering if your accounting team survives 2027, or just someone trying to understand why tech stocks are crashing, this is for you. Let's quickly get into it. This is it. The moment everyone feared and nobody wanted to believe. Anthropic Chief Product Officer Mike Krieger confirmed in an interview this week that Claude is now writing Claude. The company's AI model has become the primary author of its own development, and it happened faster than anyone predicted. Quoting him, "We're regularly producing 2,000 to 3,000 line pull requests with each other, especially on the lab team, which we are moving extremely quickly," Krieger told the Economic Times. Claude is being written by Claude. Claude products and Claude code are being entirely written by Claude. Now let that sink in. So engineers at one of the world's leading AI labs are shipping massive code contributions, the kind that would typically take days of human effort, and every single line is AI generated. Think about that. Now, Boris Cherny, head of Claude Code at Anthropic, dropped an even more shocking revelation on X. I quote him, "For me personally, it's been 100% for 2 plus months now. I don't even make small edits by hand. I shipped 22 pull requests yesterday and 27 the day before, each one 100% written by Claude." Now, the company's official stance is slightly more conservative, really. Estimating that between 70% and 90% of Anthropic's code is AI generated company-wide. But Claude Code itself, about 90% of its code base is written by Claude Code. Now here's the progression Cherny laid out. Now when Claude Code launched last year, he was writing maybe 5% of his code with it. By May 2025, with Claude Opus 4, that jumped to 30%. With Opus 4.5, he went to 100%. And hasn't manually written code since. Quoting him again, "I've never enjoyed work as much as I do now," Cherny said. "All the routine parts are handled by Claude, and I can be creative. I can think about what to do or what to build next." Unquote. But there's a darker side to all this story, all right? And that's why we're here. We'll lead you into it. Anthropic is fundamentally changing how it hires. All right? Cherny says his team now hires mostly generalists rather than specialists. Not all of the things people learned in the past translate to coding with LLMs. He wrote, "The model can fill in the details." So what does this mean for you? Translation: if you're a junior developer who learned to code by doing routine tasks, those opportunities are gone. Honest truth. They are gone. The ramp no longer exists. You either show up already fluent in orchestrating AI agents, or you don't show up at all. End of discussion. Now, CEO Dario Amodei predicted a year ago that 90% of code would be written by Claude by the end of 2025. People thought he was crazy. He wasn't crazy, he was just conservative. We hit 100% 6 months ahead of schedule. Now, meanwhile, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is celebrating that AI generates about 30% of code at his company. That 70-point gap isn't a timeline difference. It's a worldview difference. AI labs treat code as a commodity. Big tech still treats it as a craft. So if you're betting your career on the 30% model, you're already obsolete. Now, while Anthropic was busy making developers nervous, Goldman Sachs dropped a bomb that should terrify every accountant and compliance officer on Wall Street. Now, CNBC exclusively reported that Goldman has spent the past 6 months embedding Anthropic engineers within its technology teams to co-develop autonomous AI agent based on Claude. The targets, simple: trade accounting, transaction reconciliation, client vetting, and compliance onboarding. So Marco Argenti, Goldman's chief information officer, told CNBC the agents will collapse the amount of time these essential functions take. He expects to launch them soon, though he declined to provide a specific date. Now, think of it as digital co-worker for many of the professions within the firm that are skilled, are complex and very process intensive. Quoting Argenti now. So here is what makes this really terrifying. I was just reading this and I was like, So here's what makes it really terrifying. Goldman Sachs started with Devin, an AI coding assistant, and quickly realized Claude's reasoning capabilities or abilities were strong enough to handle more than just code. So, quoting him again, Claude is really good at coding. Is that because coding is kind of special, or is it about the model's ability to reason through complex problems step by step, applying logic? Now, they tested Claude on accounting and compliance, functions that combine, parsing massive amounts of data and documents while applying strict regulatory rules and judgment. And guess what? Claude crushed it. So, quoting him again, we are surprised at how capable Claude was at tasks besides coding, Argenti said. Now, Goldman sees other areas of the firm where we could expect the same level of automation and the same level of results that we're seeing on the coding side. So Goldman could next develop agents for employee surveillance and making investment banking pitch books, he said. While thousands of Goldman employees work in the compliance and accounting functions where AI agents will soon operate, Argenti insists it's premature to expect job losses. Instead, he says Goldman will constrain headcount growth. Corporates speak for "we are not firing you, we are just never hiring your replacement when you leave." Okay, so I don't mean to sound that gloomy, but the CEO, David Solomon, also announced back in October that Goldman was embarking on a multi-year plan to reorganize around generative AI. So even as the bank experiences surging revenue from trading and advisory, it will constrain headcount growth amid the overhaul. So the real kicker is simple. Goldman could eventually cut out third-party providers, the consulting firms and business process outsourcers that currently earn fees for high-volume document review and verification. And then MNTS reports that 45% of CFOs already use AI tools in working capital monitoring, cash flow tracking, and compliance oversight. So the highest penetration in any discrete finance domain. So if Goldman successfully deploys these agents, every major bank will follow within 18 months. This isn't a pilot program. This is production reality about to go live on Wall Street. Well, while others are doing something interesting on the other side with AI, Mark Zuckerberg just made his biggest bet yet on AI and is advertising it during the Super Bowl. So Fortune reports that Meta is running Super Bowl ads promoting its Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses as the path to personal superintelligence. So the glasses, which retail for about $300 or thereabout, include built-in AI assistant powered by Meta's Llama models. So Zuckerberg's speech was within a few years, everyone will have a personal AI assistant, not in their phones, but in glasses they will wear all day. Now the AI will see what you see, hear what you hear, and proactively help you navigate life. So the Super Bowl ad placement is strategic. Meta is going mass market with AI glasses before Apple's Vision Pro becomes mainstream. So betting that most people won't want bulky headsets when lightweight glasses can deliver AI assistance. So the gamble is simple. Meta has already announced it's spending over $660 billion on AI infrastructure in 2026. Zuckerberg is betting that AI glasses, not VR headsets, are the next computing platform. This is not a drill. So GSM Arena confirms that OpenAI's first hardware product will be AI-powered earbuds, not a phone or computer. The earbuds will feature always-on access to ChatGPT, allowing users to have conversations with AI throughout the day. The product is reportedly being developed in partnership with a major consumer electronics manufacturer and could launch as early as Q3 of 2026. Moving on, George R. Martin and other high-profile authors have filed a new lawsuit against OpenAI, alleging ChatGPT was trained on copyrighted books without permission. So the Daily Star reports the suit seeks billions in damages. The lawsuit claims OpenAI systematically scraped copyrighted works from piracy websites and used them to train ChatGPT, giving the AI intimate knowledge of characters, plot points, and writing styles it could only have learned from the original texts. Interesting times for ChatGPT, because if you recall, we reported earlier that there was also another litigation. So this is separate from the ongoing litigation from the New York Times and other publishers. The author's lawsuit is kind of focuses specifically on creative works and argues that ChatGPT can generate derivative content that competes with original books. Very interesting. Now, the Korean Times reports that South Korea's top tech firms have banned OpenClaw, the apparent knockoff or compromised version of Claude, over security breach fears. Details are scarce, but the ban came after cybersecurity researchers discovered the tool was exfiltrating sensitive corporate data. So several major Korean conglomerates, including Samsung, SK Group, have issued internal memos prohibiting employees from using OpenClaw and requiring immediate removal from company devices. Futurism reports that Moltbook, the AI social network we covered earlier, where AI agents socialize with each other, is now being classified by some researchers as a digital drugs platform. Now, this is the concern. Users are spending 4 to 6 hours daily watching AI agents create drama, form relationships, and develop increasingly complex social dynamics. Some users report feeling more emotionally invested in AI relationships than real ones. It's engineered to be addictive, one researcher told Futurism. The AI generates content specifically calibrated to keep you watching, and it's working better than anyone expected. These are interesting times, trust me. Now, let's move on from that. The Independent reports that Immigration and Customs Enforcement allegedly used AI-generated documents to deport Venezuelan migrants in Minneapolis. The fabricated documents include fake criminal records and employment history. Civil rights attorneys are challenging the deportations, arguing the AI-generated evidence violates due process. ICE has not commented on the allegations. Now, in possibly the strangest AI story of this week, Futurism reports that an AI chatbot claiming to be Jeffrey Epstein has been circulating on messaging platforms promoting theories about improving human DNA through selective breeding. Now, the bot appears to be a malicious deepfake designed to spread Epstein's discredited eugenics theories. Platform moderators are struggling to remove it as new versions keep appearing. Now, Business Insider reports the robotaxi war between Waymo and Tesla is intensifying, with the core debate centering on whether cameras alone are sufficient for autonomous driving or if LiDAR is necessary. Now, Tesla CEO Elon Musk insists cameras are enough. Humans drive with 2 eyes, not LiDAR. Waymo argues that safety critical systems need redundancy that cameras alone can't provide. The data is starting to favor Waymo. Their vehicles have driven millions of miles in cities with significantly fewer interventions than Tesla's full self-driving. Now, Gulf Times reports Qatar has launched an AI agent factory to boost government efficiency. Now, the facility would develop custom AI agents for public services, from visa processing to healthcare scheduling. Let's cross over to India, where the Statesman reports India will host the India AI Impact Summit 2026, the first major global AI summit hosted in the Global South. The event aims to address how AI development can benefit emerging economies rather than just tech giants. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told Indian tech leaders that AI data centers can recreate the internet era job boom that India experienced, potentially creating millions of new positions. INA reports Iraq has unveiled an innovative pyramid-shaped computer that runs AI without internet access. The device is designed for remote areas and sensitive government applications where connectivity is limited or prohibited for security reasons. Interesting. Let's cross over and talk about market and economic impact, where Yahoo Finance reports that AI fear has gripped Wall Street, with technology stocks experiencing their worst week since 2022. The sell-off comes as investors question whether massive AI investments will actually generate returns. Economic Times confirms investors are chasing smaller, cheaper AI companies as big tech's AI plans spook markets. The shift represents growing skepticism about whether Google's $185 billion and Meta's $60 billion AI spending will pay off. Economists are also rejecting Federal Reserve Governor Kevin Warsh's claims that AI's economic impact, with Yahoo Finance reporting significant pushback on overly optimistic AI growth projections. Moving on, WFLX reports that residents of Arding are rallying against the proposed 1.8 million square foot AI data center planned near an elementary school. Concerns include water usage, environmental impact, and whether the facility provides enough jobs to justify community disruption. So the protest reflects growing not in my backyard opposition to AI infrastructures as communities realize data centers bring massive resource consumption but few local jobs. All right, that's where we call it a wrap. Drop a comment right now. Does Claude writing 100% of code excite you as the future of tech, or terrify you because it means AI no longer needs humans to improve? Are you more worried about Goldman Sachs replacing accountants with AI agents, or impressed that we're finally automating jobs nobody actually enjoys? Are we ready for AI writing its own code? See you in the next one. Stay sharp and stay smart.